How's it been going, guys? Welcome to another reaction video here. I am ACA Guenter. Welcome to another video. Today we're going to be doing another film, which I mentioned on the Bruce Almighty review. I mentioned that I was going to do B-movie next. So that's what we're doing today. We're doing B-movie. So I hope you guys are well. This is the Jerry Seinfeld film from 2007, the DreamWorks film. I've never seen this film, but I know what it's about. And I know that there was a game on the Xbox 360, and where there's a bit where you play as Jerry Seinfeld's B character, and you go inside to side like quick time events. That chugs on the Xbox 360. The frame rate proper dips on that scene because the 360 can't handle it. So I know of the film. I know Nostalgia Critic. Chris did talked about him, didn't he? I'm gonna be a naughty bee and disobey. Hey. So I remember him talking about the game. So today it's the movie. So hope you guys are well. Hope you guys are looking after yourselves. If you're having a great day or not, smash that like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you are new. I know some of you probably want to know why am I doing older reviews of videos that are a few weeks old. Basically, guys, when it comes to my YouTube content, the last probably 2 to 3 months, I've had to record videos in advance. To a point it's got really bad to where I've had to record videos in advance. We're talking 4 to 5 weeks ahead. Because of, like, my personal life and stuff. Alright, so I apologise for that. If you want me to do more newer content, it's just about I've got to get in front. So, if I don't, you won't get any content off me. So, anyway, should we go on with it? Let's go.
Welcome to our family focus group for our upcoming film, B-Movie.
Yeah, you said there was a party here?
If by party you mean celebration of laughter,
So that's a no.
we're observing the responses of 3 demographics. Grown-ups,
Just my body, not my mind.
you're a dad, aren't you?
How'd you know?
Because our teen demographic is disgusted by you.
Sellout.
You don't even know what I do.
And finally, we have our kid demographic. You promised me a Jolt energy drink. Not until after the screening, son.
I heard those were bad for kids.
Nonsense, my child has always had facial hair. Now, sit back and enjoy.
Hey buddy, Jerry Seinfeld here. You remember me from making the greatest sitcom you've ever seen in your life.
That's true.
Well, now I'm in this cartoon as a bee. I'm a bee!
He's not really a bee. That's funny.
Because we're a kids film, you probably gotta take it easy on us, though you might get annoyed us going back and forth between funny and not funny. For example, our lives are so short, all our schooling is done in a week.
That's funny.
And we're also called newbies.
That's not funny.
And there's plenty more where that came from, but it looks pretty and you weren't bored, so what do you say? Give us a pass?
Yeah, I guess this ain't half bad.
Hey kid, Jerry Seinfeld here, the comedian your dad thinks is God for some reason. I'm getting paid millions not to try and completely insult your intelligence.
I know how big Jerry Seinfeld was. That Seinfeld was massive in the 90s, but I never watched it. I think at the time, and I'm not kidding here, you guys are gonna be like, really? Because back in the day, no joke, one of the only comedy I watch, which is very similar to that, is what's the name? I forgot what it's called now. Frasier. I watched Frasier back in the day. Sorry guys, if my green screen looks a bit blur, I'm trying to tweak it a little bit. It looks quite rough around in. I can't sort it. Anyway, I'll get on with the video.
You're doing a great job of that.
I made this movie specifically for idiots. If you're watching this, I think you're an idiot. You're an idiot!
You're an idiot.
I'm a bee!
I'm a bee!
You're the worst thing that we have made as a species.
This whole movie is just an hour and a half of me saying, I'm a bee!
You're an idiot!
You will be the greatest troll on the internet with this movie.
Yes.
This random line that means nothing will be your battle cry.
You like jazz?
Do you like jazz? I've done. I did that to my wife once, and I looked into my wife's eyes. I put my hand top of my wife's hand, and I went, "Do you like jazz?" And my wife looked at me like, "What the fuck?"
Don't get old so quickly.
Which is what you want.
This isn't 4D chess. It's 5D chess.
Every troll in the world will be amazed at how smart you are.
Be amazed.
That was already brilliant.
I'm just getting started.
They'll write stories about your expert use of irony.
Bet no other kids are getting this idea.
Let us destroy this movie for everyone, almost for good reasons.
So, what did everybody think?
Decent.
Terrible.
So, did they have sex or not?
It almost doesn't seem fair to call 2007's B movie divisive because, well, it feels like it's evolved beyond that, in both good and bad ways. You see the trailer for this film, hell, even just the poster, hell, even just the title, and you immediately get an idea what you're gonna think about it. And there's really nothing in the movie that's gonna change your mind. And it certainly doesn't lie about what it is. It's Jerry Seinfeld as a bee. Just kinda doing whatever he wants in a story that's all over the place and doesn't have much focus on character as much as jokes. And the jokes, well, let's be honest, are also very Jerry Seinfeld. They're all over the place. I, of course, love his classic sitcom, but I'm not surprised when people say it can be pretty dad jokey for what many say is one of the great comedies. To me, that's part of the charm. Jerry just doesn't care and does the humor he enjoys, and there is something admirable about that. And yes, I do know sometimes the humor is intentionally cringy, if it can be really cringy.
Well, why do I need your permission?
Because he's my butler.
I don't think that's funny. It's not funny. I think if you watched this show, right, and you took the laugh track out, right, took the laugh track out, and it was just him talking, like normally, I think people wouldn't laugh.
That was awful. That was awful. Just awful.
B-movie is similar, but doesn't have
Was that Janet Jackson? Pretty sure that was Janet. Janet was fucking awesome back in the day. Great singer.
the advantage of saying we're obsessing over funny little things and how they become funny big things. Oh, I mean, nothing. It's a show about nothing. That still doesn't.
Yeah, that Ray Liotta, the one on the honey. Yeah, he died not that long ago. Was it a couple? Didn't he die like in the last year? I think he died in the last year or two.
Doesn't feel right. I did a whole video on it. Leave your complaints there. But everyone going into this knows who Seinfeld is, knows his brand of humor, and to some degree is looking for something similar. Yet the reactions to it have been pretty extreme. If you love it, you really love it. If you hate it, you really hate it. Even if you just think it's okay, you think it's really okay. Watching it again, I will admit, I think I've gone from the liking category to the okay category. I do see more than the number of jokes that really miss, but there are still...
I just double checked. Yeah, I was right. Ray Liotta died in May of 2022, so he died 3 years ago.
a fair amount that work, and I do get a laugh at how humorously unfocused it is. I just loved, I never knew where this movie was going. And yes, I'm sure part of the hatred came from this becoming baby's first troll movie. I'll admit this phenomenon was past my time, but from what I heard, everyone who lived through it is instantly pro-genocide. And maybe if I had to see all that, I would hate this movie too. But I'm here mainly to talk about the film itself and not the memes that got so old and obnoxious it could be one of my memes. So let's take a look at the film that represented something completely different, depending on who you are and who you were when you saw it.
It's the O2 Summer Sale. Pick up.
Yeah, just double checking wrong. Before we actually start the actual film itself. This film made 292 million budget. It made a little over just under 2 times its budget. And it's got a Rotten Tomato score of 49. Yeah. So literally middle of the road film. Literally slap bang middle of the road.
Because hey, sometimes it's fun to intentionally sabotage your comment section.
Hey, you know what my favorite Beatles song is?
Let it be.
Well, no, just saying Beatles was the joke, but that's even better. I am a god!
Better or worse, let's take a look at B-movie. The film opens where else? In a beehive, where Jerry Seinfeld plays Barry B. Benson. Like I said, it's the exact movie you think it's gonna be. Who's graduating college.
Yellow, black, yellow, black, yellow, black, yellow, black. Ooh, black and yellow. Looking sharp.
As I mentioned before, the film has a weird habit of following a funny joke with an unfunny joke.
Barry, why don't you use the stairs? Your father paid good money for those.
All right.
Alright, that's good.
Yeah.
A perfect report card. All B's.
No.
It's okay, that's the only B pun. Oh wait, there's a lot more. As the credits roll, Barry picks up his friend Adam, played by Matthew Broderick, who thankfully isn't in the film long enough to ruin it.
3 days of grade school, 3 days of high school.
Those were so awkward.
3 days of college.
By the end of the day, most of my movie career will be dead. Graduation moves so fast, they're literally thrown into their job orientations right after. And for people who say there's nothing to this movie, I like to point out one of the directors of Prince of Egypt worked on this. And it shows because the point of view shots and sense of scale are really good.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. That sense of scale and all that was absolutely fantastic. That's really, really well done.
You can watch this movie on mute and still enjoy it. In fact, I think that's how some people do enjoy it.
That girl was hot. She's my cousin. She is?
Yes, we're all cousins.
It's only the romance layer. Doesn't sound too bad, does it?
You'll stay in the job that you pick for the rest of your life.
I didn't know that.
What's the difference? Huh?
Randomly became an anime dub there.
Huh? Maybe the hunt.
I fucking love that episode of South Park. The fucking Chim Pokemon episode is fucking hilarious. I've got to buy it. I've got to buy a ticket. I've got to buy.
Honeyfield just isn't right for me.
And you were thinking of what? Making balloon animals? That's a bad job for a guy with a stinger.
Yeah, this film setup is gonna make people go back and hate the movie Ants. Oh, wait, I guess it already happened. Thanks, B-movie.
Oh.
You're gonna be a star?
No one's listening to me.
Wait till you see the sticks I have for you.
I can say anything I want right now.
Trust me, I know. That was the only sentence in my contract. The next day they go to pick their jobs, which, as you'd imagine, goes very fast.
Step up and make your choice.
Oh my. What's available?
Everything but actor. But we got 5 openings. Shut up. The timing also goes back and forth between being really good and really awkward.
He's dead. 2 more dead. Dead from the neck up, dead from the neck down. But that's life.
Oh, this is so hard.
Maybe they're waiting for the sitcom music?
But that's life.
Barry gets inspiration to be a pollen jock and secretly joins them to get outside and see the world.
I'm out. I can't believe I'm out.
Okay, I'm sorry. I know this is gonna sound insane, but I feel really bad I didn't see B-movie on the big screen. These are good shots. I even heard it was shown in 3D, which I bet would look amazing without distractingly showing off.
Yeah.
I don't know, did they advertise it as 3B? That probably would ruin it for me.
Do you know what? That would. Do you know what? Those. I agree. I bet you in 3D that would have looked fucking amazing. It would have. That would have looked fucking awesome. I've only seen one film in 3D, and ironically, it was a film that wasn't supposed to be made in 3D, and that's Lion King. It's weird. It's weird. It's like weird effects, but yeah.
Hey, Candy Brain, get off there!
Barry gets stuck on a tennis ball, and okay, is that his wing,
Yeah.
or are they borderline Roger Rabbit VHSing this? Barry gets separated from the group and ends up in the apartment of Vanessa and Ken, played by Renee Zellweger and Patrick Warburton. Whoever animated that really wanted to be that bee.
And she's got like the way her hair is. It's very Mrs. Incredible, if you guys know what I mean.
Barry is touched that Vanessa saved his life, so he returns to her home to thank her.
Oh, I can't do it. Come on. How should I start it? You like jazz?
Do you like jazz?
I now have to hate something I originally had no opinion on. He finally talks to her, and big shock, she's freaked out an insect can talk.
How did you learn to do that?
What?
The talking thing.
Same way you did, I guess.
Oh, it's Renee Zellweger, isn't it? Renee, don't get me wrong, I love Renee in Me, Myself and Irene. My wife likes her in Bridget Jones, but I love her in Me, Myself and Irene. And she goes, Charlie, what's going on? Irene, I was just, while she's got fucking tissue next to him, I was just looking at your, file.
Yes.
That's very funny.
Bees are funny.
Again, that was my one-sentence pitch for the movie. To the film's credit, nobody sounds like they're not having a good time. Zellweger is clearly cast as the generically kind beauty, but her quirky delivery does make her scene stand out and give her more of a character.
Are you all right?
No.
I know somebody who'd be angry if he saw you do that.
The Wilkins coffee ads, they're fucking brilliant. I love the Wilkins coffee ads, I think they're fucking awesome.
My parents wanted me to be a lawyer or a doctor, but I wanted to be a florist.
Okay, honestly, how can anyone think any part of this movie is supposed to be taken seriously? I really don't think we're supposed to believe the romance between these two. I would take the romance between these two more seriously before that. In fact, I bet people do.
Oh, Princess Elise and Sonic the Hedgehog. Oh. It's not that bad of a game. There, I said it. Sonic 06 is not that bad. Sonic 06 is not a bad game at all. But, oh, well done, dog.
Okay, they do. All right. Barry goes home.
Yeah, she showed him his spin dash.
Woman comes to grips with the fact that he might be in love with a human woman.
She's human.
Oh, no. That didn't happen. You didn't do that. That's a B-law.
B-law? So this happened enough they made legislation about it?
Come here, baby, let me show you some of my honey.
So that's where that He-Man character came from.
Oh, God, for fuck's sake.
This is over.
Eat this. They call it a crumb, and that's not even what they eat. That just falls off what they eat.
Another random advert. I like the fact of there's now companies making milkshakes and making it a balanced dinner. What, a fucking milkshake?
Coke?
Do you know what a Cinnabon is?
And that's a product placement that falls off another product placement later.
Barry, how much longer is this going to go on? It's been 3 days.
After reenacting the pollinate. Actually, that one's more clever spelled out. Wait, no, it isn't. This movie's rubbing off on me.
Yeah.
Barry's parents do start to put together he might be in love.
I'm meeting a friend.
A girl? I just hope she's B-ish.
Oh my God.
Yeah, can I have a dozen red roses, please?
Hey, Johnny, I didn't know it was you. That's me. Fucking hell, the room. Oh. So how's your sex life?
What was that? A pick and save circular? Felt like about 10 pages.
Oh, you've really got that down to a science.
I lost a cousin to Italian Vogue.
Well, that was funny. I guess the next joke must be
Ray Liotta Private Select.
confusingly random. It counts. But again, something so odd will happen, I just have to laugh. Like when he's determined to figure out who's stealing and selling their honey.
Upset any of you? Bees! You're too late. It's ours now.
I'm sorry, it is embarrassing to laugh at some scenes. I mean, yes, I let out laughter, but all I'm thinking in my head is,
I come before you today, humbled and humiliated.
Barry tries to follow a honey truck, but gets stuck inside. Here he meets a mosquito, played by Chris Rock.
Whoa! Moose Blood's about to leave the building.
Thanks for the 1 hour recording session, Chris. I'll return the favor in top 5.
We make the honey, and we make the money.
He gets to the honey farm where he sees bees are being smoked to separate them from the honey.
Our queen was moved here. We had no choice.
This is your queen? That's a man in woman's clothes.
All right, stop. Don't add any more. The joke already got a laugh.
That's a drag queen.
You know, I would have loved to have known the story of that character. Who got to him?
They should. If he just said, just left it as it is. If he left it just how it is, it would have been perfect. It would have been a perfect joke. You don't need to add to it. People know what you're on about. So, God, yeah, this came out what 18 years ago. So yeah.
Well, why did he switch sides? Does he actually look like the real queen? That would have been on par with any of the random side stories in this, and I would have laughed. But you blew it. That add nothing. You keep adding something and making nothing. Stop doing that. You better have something equally weird to match that.
Tonight on The Larry King, we're talking to Barry Benson.
Okay. God forgive me. I think that's one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. It's not that the bees have a Larry King, that'd be stupid. It's that he's literally called B. Larry King. It is so phenomenally lazy, it's hysterical. And to make the joke better, they actually do dive into it in a similar way I was saying they should have with the previous scenario.
You know they have a Larry King in the human world, too.
It's a common name. Next week on Be Larry King.
No, I mean, he looks like you, and he has a show with suspenders.
That is the right way to add on to a joke.
Yeah.
It's like they put a lot of hard work into showing you how much they didn't try with this joke. It's a phenomenal paradox.
Pointy shoulders, squinty eyes, very Jewish.
Nah, don't worry. I'm sure the press tour with them will go better.
Is this still CNN? That was the #1 show on television, Larry. Do you know who I am?
I don't know what happened there, but I know I read somewhere it was apparently because Larry King didn't give Jerry like tons of praise for his show, he got offended and got arsey over it. That's all I know.
Come watch me play Resident Evil 2 every Friday on Twitch.
Not played Resi 2. The only Resident Evil games I own right now are 5 and 6.
I've never played a Resident Evil game before, so it should be pretty fun. We also have content 5 days a week. Hope to see you there. Barry decides to sue the human race for stealing their honey. Yeah, like I said, it randomly jumps around a lot as he goes up against a lawyer named Montgomery, played by John Goodman.
You're representing all bees of the world?
I'm kidding.
Okay. Once in a while, a dad joke won't be that funny, but will be a little charming.
Yeah.
As long as it's not 80% of the movie.
You also own Honeyburton and Hunron.
90% of the movie.
Born on a farm.
That Hunron was a reference to Enron. Who, some sort of money laundering scheme. They got absolutely bad. I think they're not a thing anymore.
She believed it was man's divine right.
I don't think you were done positioning that woman's hands, film.
I enjoy what I do. Is that a crime?
I guess to double down on their random Ray Liotta joke, they actually get the real Ray Liotta, despite him looking a little too much like a Buffalo Bill skin mask.
This isn't a good fella. This is a bad fella.
Okay, tell me Seinfeld didn't look at that joke and say, this is garbage, let's go! As the trial heats up, the movie suddenly remembers, oh yeah, didn't Vanessa have a boyfriend or something?
That's where I usually sit.
So, I hear you're quite a
Fucking Patrick Warburton. I have still got to do I still have to do, I definitely need to do Emperor's New Groove. I know he's done I think he did Emperor's New Groove like a couple of weeks after this one. Definitely need to get onto that one.
Tennis player. I'm not much for the game myself. I find the ball a little grabby.
Much like I am with a girlfriend. I'm a bad fella! Ken finally loses it and tries taking Barry out. Again, some of this works.
I've got issues!
And other times...
Surf's up, dude! Oh, that bowl is gnarly!
By the way, both of these are from the same episode, in case you're wondering. I don't think they're utilized enough.
What are you doing?
Vanessa stops him and, again, you swear the actors know what they're saying is so goddamn stupid that they have to shrug and have fun with it.
He happens to be the nicest bee I've met.
What are you talking about? Are there other bugs in your life?
I'm saying I know how you dress at...
Yeah, apparently she's got... Oh, yeah, he was a tick. Oh, yeah, I forgot Patrick Warburton was a tick.
Night. Back at the trial, the lawyer tries to get Barry's team so mad that they remind people why they usually don't like bees.
Doesn't your queen give birth to all the bee children?
Yeah, but...
So those aren't even your real parents.
That's a good point. We should question that more.
Yeah.
It works so well that Adam lashes out at him, giving up his stinger.
Oh, an angel of mercy will come forward to suck the poison from my heaving buttocks.
I don't know. Sure, let's be ready.
I've just got an image of John Goodman just going, buttocks!
And Stimpy for 2 seconds. And again, I'm sorry. All the stuff around Adam's recovery really cracks me up. I love the giant bed. I love the artificial stinger as a cocktail sword. Even the morphine being a bare jar of honey really makes me laugh. So naturally, what's the stupid thing to follow?
When I think about how I divide my time, it's very careful.
Now, but for Grammarly, people have asking me, why didn't you remove your adverts? I've been unable to, guys. Every time I try and put like an ad blocker on, YouTube either slows down or crashes and goes, no, we're not working. YouTube, I've got brutal on ad blockers.
Longer are we going to allow these absurd shenanigans to go on?
That'll do it. Barry proves that bees are...
Why is he in a baby stroller?
They're smoked to get honey, which is seen as cruel and unusual, and does result in this funny bit.
Honey slaves to the white man!
How most black people react when white people talk about Seinfeld too much. The judge rules in the bees' favor, taking back all their honey, even recreating the collapse of Saddam's statue in Iraq, complete with shoe hitting. That'll get a laugh out of the kids. And I mentioned this was a DreamWorks production.
Winnie, no!
The tapes of us.
Yeah. When I saw that, I thought, I will admit that is funny. That is funny. Yeah, the thing is, though, in America, Winnie the Pooh is owned by Disney. I believe in the UK, Winnie the Pooh's actually public domain. I believe.
I think we need to shut down! Shut down? We never shut down!
With all the honey returned, it seems they now have too much honey, so the bees stop working and therefore stop pollinating, leading to the world all slowly dying. Yeah, like I said, I legit had a hard time figuring out where this film was gonna go.
Where is everybody?
This was my new desk. This was my new job. I wanted to do it really well.
I like to show the importance of not just bees in society, but also how important just work is. Without it, the bees feel like they've lost a good chunk of who they are and they don't know what to do. In a genre where family films say working too much is bad, which is a good lesson, every once in a while it's good to hear, hey, doing your job well can be a damn good thing too.
How about a suicide pact?
How do we do it?
I'll sting you, you step on me.
That just kills you twice.
Also, I'm sorry, I gotta love a kid's flick where the words suicide pact are used. Vanessa says she's going to
I literally just read something. Apparently, because I know Winnie the Pooh just came up. Apparently, Winnie the Pooh is actually banned in China. Apparently.
Pasadena to see the last of the flowers left in the Rose Parade, which gives Barry an idea. Get the rest of the flowers back to New York where he thinks he'll convince the bees to pollinate again.
I'm gonna go talk to the marshal.
You do that! This whole parade is a fiasco!
And that actress died. They get the flowers on the plane, and when Barry tries to convince the pilots to go faster, they get scared and accidentally knock each other out.
Now one's bald, one's in a boat, and they're both unconscious.
Is that another bee joke?
Literally half the common cards for this movie. The bees catch wind of what's going on and try to help them land the plane. Like I said, everyone makes fun that there's nothing in this movie, it's all bee puns, but I'm sorry, this is really damn creative.
Land on that flower! Pull forward, nose down, bring your tail up, rotate around it.
If you think I didn't do quaaludes while writing this scene, again, you don't know my movies! The plane lands safely. I love nobody on there even notices the difference in the landing. And the bees manage to pollinate once more. Barry even becomes a pollen jock.
Between you and me, I was dying to get out of that office.
Really? Didn't go for a BN joke?
Yeah.
That was the low-hanging fruit for you? Or maybe they're watching right now going, oh! Oh! And that was B-movie, like I said before. It's one of those films you can usually figure out early if you're gonna be into it or not. I do see more the amount of groaners that are in this material, but I do also still see the creativity and fun angles and, dare I say it, some material that did make me laugh. Yes, the story's all over the place, but I do think that's intentional. I just don't think you're supposed to take much of this, hell, any of it seriously. And I really do give it credit that it was unpredictable. I'd much rather have something that's odd and kept me guessing than another "you're not insert occupation here, are you" story that acts like it's the first one to do it. Am I gonna pretend this is a great comedy? No, not by a long shot, but I do think there's some value in it, despite all the annoyances that the internet has given it.
A perfect report card. All bees.
Well, maybe add it to it. It may not be the best of Jerry Seinfeld's work, but it is unmistakably and indisputably Jerry Seinfeld's work. I'm a Nostalgia Critic guy, remember? So you don't have to.
Great review as usual, Doug.
Suck the poison from my heaving
buttocks.
This month for Cameos for Charity, we're doing Bill.
So.
Make Walt Disney World Resort in Florida your next magic.
So, guys. If you've seen this film or watched this film as a kid, let me know, was this one of your favourite films as a kid? What is your favourite? For me, when it comes to kids' films like this, I was 17 when this came out. I've just checked the date it came out. When this film came out, I just started my second year at college. That's when it came. It was my second year at college. If you guys didn't know, I did 3 years at college, 1 year of media, 2 years of IT. Never got anything out of that. I was going to go redo my IT this year, but I don't have the funds, financial funds to do it right now. So, anyway, that'll be for this video. Thank you ever so much, guys, for checking out today's video. The next video you're going to get off me is another Scott the Woz video. It's I think it's We Were Chronicles 3. Because I'm getting a bit lost, because I'll be honest, guys, I've been recording a lot of my videos out of order. So, and I don't know why. I want to try and do it in a row, but my brain keeps going. So, anyway, guys, like I said, yeah, that'll be it for this video. Till then, have a good one. Look after yourself. Put a like on it. And I'll see you in a bit. Peace. Love you all. Bye-bye.